Hello, my dear. Rhonda Constant, your favorite hometown medium, physical energy healer, oracle card advisor, paranormal investigator, voice for your loved ones. How are you today? Um, every time I went to do this reading, you know, been a little bit, I just kept feeling, no, not today. No, not today. Normally, when that happens, it's because it'll either land on somebody's birthday or an anniversary or something, a special day, or real close to it. Or sometimes there's something going on in your life and he wanted to wait a little bit until after something happened. Oh, I forgot. I forgot my little spiel. Think I've done a reading for you before, but I don't know for sure, so I'd like to explain real quick kind of how this works. I see, hear, feel, sense, know. They talk to me, but they also show me pictures. I call it spiritual charades. Try to describe whatever they show me the best that I can because there is always a reason for whatever they show or say. So if it doesn't make any sense now, keep it in mind because you'll either see it later or remember it later. Good grief, Rhonda. Remember it later or somebody else will validate it for you. Go, oh, I know what he's talking about. So this is non-exact science. We communicate the best way we can. Sometimes you got to stretch it outside the box a little bit. He won't give me all the details, but he should give me just enough so you know what he's referring to. So we're going to talk to Grandpa. And I keep hearing him say, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Boy. I don't know what he's talking about. He's not saying it in a super happy, like, oh boy way, but he's not saying it in a super way either, like it's bad. It's kind of mediocre, so I'm not sure. But when I started this, it was like it's like he was looking at you with so much love pouring out of him towards you. Just, I don't think he could have any more love pouring out of him. Just a little overwhelming, not in a bad way. Just sometimes you should feel him reach out with this energy. You just all of a sudden feel very loving, or maybe you're upset and all of a sudden you calm down for no reason. And he will use the energy that way too. So, and it's very, very strong. So let's say you're upset over something and you sit down on the couch and you may want to think you're going to cry or something. Call on him. Ask him to bring you that energy. Give him permission. He says, I'll be there with rings on my fingers and bells on my toes. I just think there's some really old song. Let me see if I can bring it up. Well, even elect the heck happened to my light? I don't know. Oh, uh-oh. How do I get out of this? So my screen's dark. I hope it doesn't come out that dark. I accidentally clicked on the screen. Oh, good grief, Rhonda, stop. That was crazy. I don't know if it's going to show up in the video, but I accidentally clicked on the picture instead of on the pause button so I could ask Alexa something. And the screen just went really dim. And I had to keep clicking all over it. Finally, it decided the light came back on. I don't know what that was for. But everything that happens during a reading is meant for you. I'm not getting a clue. Hang on, let me see if I can figure it out. Okay, so I really hope that showed up on your end because it got like really dim. Kind of like a big cloud came over. He says sometimes, okay, sometimes when you feel like that, when you feel like the world's dim and you feel that cloud over your head, He says, keep on believing in yourself. Nobody else. You're the one that matters. Keep on believing in yourself. And if you need to, put a little sticky note up. Put it on your fridge. Put it on your bathroom mirror. Wherever you want to put it. Put it in your car. Keep on believing in yourself. Nobody else. You're the one that has to love you. It doesn't matter what the other person feels. You have to love you, and you have to love you first. Okay. He says, like us girls, usually us girls, we think we got to take care of everybody else. We have to love everybody else. We have to do this, and this, and we forget to do it for ourselves. He says, go take that bubble bath. Go smoke. He says, go smoke that cigar if you want to. Have you smoked cigars, or did he smoke cigars? I'm not sure why he said that. He's just talking about do for you, not in a selfish way. I had to learn that when I first started doing this work, to do for me first. Because if you're depleted, you're no good to anybody else because you don't have anything left to give them. They've taken it all. So you have to do for you. And for women, it feels very selfish to us, or at least me, it does. But I had to learn that that's not selfish. It's self-love, not ego love, self-love. He says you need go paint your toenails. Do something happy and cheery for yourself, not just everybody else. He says, I love you so much. Just saying a lot of gibberish. It's not nothing's made. No words are going together for me. He's back on to do it for yourself. The more you pep talk yourself, the more your light shines, and the more people are attracted to you. Like if you walk in a restaurant and there's a grumpy looking man over in the corner eating a sandwich, you're probably not going to approach him and say, hey, how are you? Because he looks like he'd bite your head off. He doesn't want, and he's not saying you're acting like that. He's just using that for an example. But the more you take care of yourself and you take that bubble bath and you walk by a mirror and say, I love you to yourself, the more your light's going to shine. And the more it doesn't matter if you have that partner or not. It doesn't matter if they love you or not. Because you love yourself and you're okay with yourself and you're good with yourself. And it's like a magnet. It's law of attraction. Works 100% of the time. If you are always feeling bad and ugly, and I'm not saying you are, then you tend to attract bad and ugly people. You just look at groups of people and see how their energy is the same. The ones that really hang out together, and some of them might be a bunch of nasty young men that like to beat people up, let's say. Notice how they all get attracted to themselves. So if you love yourself and you shine that light, you will attract people that'll be like a moth to a flame. And it doesn't matter if that other person is there or here, but they will be more attracted to you too. And again, he goes, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. I don't know why he's saying that. I keep asking him about this guy, and he keeps going back to you. You are the important one. When you get to that self-confidence and that light, that person doesn't want to stay, and he's not saying they're leaving, then it won't matter other than a few tears because you're okay with yourself. It's not like a big warning or anything like that. He says, so where would you like to go from here? The world is all about choices. I say this all the time. The world is all about choices. You choose whether to buy a white car or black car. You choose greenhouse, blue house. You choose to live on Elm Street or Oak Street. You choose. Why are we going to the choices? He said, if a choice makes your stomach knot up, not just because of a little bit of nerves of something new, but if it really makes your stomach go, he says you might want to rethink that choice. I'm trying to get him to tell me something, but he's not following along. I can't make him. It's his show. He wants to help you, so if something along the line of the things he's saying you need help with, sit down and ask him. He can hear you. He can see you. And believe me, there are energetic ways and people they can nudge and things like that to make some of those things happen if it's in your best good. Because they're doing something to me right now. And it's not my best good, but I want it. And they're not letting me have it. Dang it. You show me your path and you've taken a whoop-de-doo somewhere along the way. But you're just getting ready to go back up on the straight and narrow. So there's just some, I call it the scenic route. You got to see mine. You got to see mine. Mine's here and here and here and here. I take a lot of scenic routes. But I had fun along the way. Did he smoke cigars or pipes or something? I'm smelling some kind of smoke. Maybe that's why he's talking about the cigar. Some kind of smoke. It really doesn't smell like cigarette that you should smell. And you won't always smell it when he's there, but sometimes you'll get this whiff of a different kind of smoke, let's just say. I don't think it's a left-handed cigarette. I think it's more like a pipe or cigar. It's more like cigar. Anyway, and that'll be his sign. And when you get that, and you can be outside, you can be in a store, doesn't matter. Sitting in your living room, doesn't matter. Acknowledge him, tell him you love him, ask him to bring you more signs. And just flat out ask him to bring you signs if you want them. Give him permission. Sometimes they won't until you let them know you want them because they don't want to scare you. They don't want you to think there's a demon in your house or there is a noise. It's almost like a wooden chair dragging in the kitchen a little bit. And you probably won't hear it like if you took a real wooden chair and drug it clear across the kitchen floor. You're probably not going to hear it that much, but it'd be like a little Usually never happens when you're in the same room. Don't know why. Could happen in the same room, but it'll be behind your back. It's just the way it works. Again, acknowledging. Oh, he says, you have to pick the people in your life because that's another choice. You choose. You have to pick the people in your life that are going to match your values, that are going to uplift your values. And he says, that is totally up to you. And that is something I do not want to. I can help. He paused. I can help, but I don't want to interfere. He has this weird little smile, like it's like an almost like not evil smile, but ornery smile, and he goes, "Tell him I'm watching him. Just let him know I'm watching him because I can see you guys." And he laughs, he giggles. I love these people on the other side. He's he's not giving like there's any warning like for the rest of the year. He's not giving me anything bad about this guy, but he's not over the top. He says nobody would be good enough for you in my eyes. Anyway, I can always find something wrong with them. They're not good enough for you. Isn't that a typical grandpa that loves you? He's walking hand in hand. Maybe this was you as a little girl. I can't tell yet if it's up there or was here. Little girl, got light colored, kind of long, curly hair, pretty little dress on. Probably I'm bad at guessing ages. Five-ish, walking along holding her hand. They're walking away from me. Can't see the faces. I think this was when he was with you when you were little. Even though he's being very calm, just walking along, not showing a lot of emotion inside, he was over the top, overjoyed to be walking along with you and holding your hand and talking to you when you were little. And he can still do that now. That's so cute. Sorry. That's a confirmation. Confirmation. So you can sit on the couch and you can hold your hand out and you can say, Grandpa, I need you now. Would you please hold my hand? And keep your hand soft. Don't, and you'll feel something, warmth or pressure or something when he touches your hand. He says, and if you're really upset and you're in one of, everybody cries, everybody gets upset over some. He says, yell, I want you right now, Grandpa. I need you. And he will be there in some way, shape, or form. And if you pay attention, wherever you're at and whatever's going on around you at the time, you might hear his name on TV or on the radio or just something that instantly reminds you of him. They so want to help us and they so want to bring us love and peace to make it through this hard, hard world. He's calling it a hard, hard world. He says, love is blind. Remember to use that on yourself. Love is blind. You love yourself in spite of all your faults. He's not saying you have a lot of faults. See, he's going to give me another sign, but he's not saying anything yet. So know that he's always around whenever you need him, even though you may not know it every single time. Again, he goes, tell him I'm watching him. With that, he's leaving. He's blowing you kisses. You might even feel him land on you. You might feel a little on your cheek or something, your nose. Maybe I feel like I have a bug crawling right here. They make me itch. Their energy makes me itch. I feel like a bug all of a sudden started crawling right there. So you may feel that. Not everybody feels it the same way. Okay. With that, he's leaving. He says, but I'm not that far away. I'm a thought away. Okay. Thank you, my dear. Just talk to him. He can hear you. Rhonda Constant, your favorite hometown medium, physical energy healer, oracle card advisor, paranormal investigator, voice for your loved ones. Mwah.